Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome to our Friday morning Course in Miracles group. Guys, we're on? Sorry, that's okay. Welcome to our Friday morning group with the Teachers of God Foundation. This is our Course in Miracles. Starts as a study group, but it just seems like so much more than that. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to teaching and training and helping people live the principles of A Course in Miracles. We're dedicated to guiding people through the journey of awakening, which is the journey from fear to love. We have plenty of online programs. We have the 40-day program, which is free, and True Prosperity, ACIM 365, which Lisa Natoli walks you through all the workbook lessons of A Course in Miracles, and our mastery program called Living in Purpose. So you can find all those on our website. We want to welcome all the live streamers. How many we have on there, Bonnie?
Right now, 72.
72. There's way more of you guys than there is of us. And we love that you're here. You know, it's a Teachers of God Foundation. Although we're dedicated to helping people through the transformation from fear to love. It was Bill and Lisa's hope. They named it the Teachers of God Foundation because they wanted to inspire other people to join us and do the same. So we love having all of you here, bringing love to the one mind, bringing love to this world in your own way. And just by bringing more love into your own mind, you're doing it for all of us. So we love you. We honor you. We thank you. We couldn't do this without you. So thank you. Bill and Lisa are in Mexico at James Twyman's. If you guys are watching, hey, we miss you and love you. And they're there with Vicky Poppy and Elaine Falvey. And I think 100 people are going there to hang at James's in Mexico right now. So if you guys are watching, I'm sure you're having a blast. What else? I think they have a few more tickets available for the ACIM conference in San Francisco in February. If you guys haven't done it, I highly recommend it. It is so much fun to get to hang out with, 500 other people on the same journey for the weekend. It's like, how you come to these meetings or you meet with somebody and you just get so lit up. You stay lit up for like the whole weekend. And everywhere you go, whether you're in the elevator or at a workshop, it's just, great to be with people on the same page as you and on the same journey. So if you haven't done it, I highly recommend you do. If you have done it, I highly recommend you do. Right now, this is when we usually greet each other, and just to kind of get into a space where, if you could first get into a space where you're just kind of in touch with your highest and, the light in you, and then that's what I want you to see in the other person. We use the words namaste, or I love you like crazy. Thank you, John. That was powerful and awesome. And Monica says it's really appropriate for her talk. So without further ado, I want to introduce our guest speaker, Monica Dubay. She is a life coach, a spiritual coach, an author, my friend. And, she's been studying A Course in Miracles for so many years, and almost 30 years. And, I know a lot of people who are on this journey. And I got to say, Monica, you don't just read it. You live it. You walk it. You embody it. You teach love. It's because that's what you are. And I love how committed and dedicated you are to all this. So I can't wait to hear you talk. Come on up. I love you so much. Thank you.
No? Yeah? Okay, good. Great. Thanks, Linda. So sweet. I feel really weird that I'm here and you guys are all there. So pull your chairs up or something. I don't know. It's really odd. Or I'll come forward. How's that? Bring the table. It's okay. We got it. I just really don't like that feeling like I'm on stage. Okay. So the topic today, and the reason I did this topic was because I like to find out kernels of wisdom that help us shift quickly out of fear and out of where we are finding ourselves stuck in our lives. That's what I do as a coach and as a healer. And I can't talk any louder because I have laryngitis, but I will do my best. And so take a deep breath. I want everyone to just get comfortable and sink into your body for a moment. Go right into your heart center. Because I need to do that right now, right before I give a big presentation or talk. And feel that place where you connect and access the higher self or the truth or the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call that part of you that is in contact with your Creator. Because it's right in you. It's never left you. Feel energy begin to kind of, well, mine feels like pulsating a little, and just sink in. And have no worries right now about anything, about tomorrow, about 5 minutes from now. Just right here, right now. And bring yourself to the place where that space you're creating right now in your mind and in your body begins to expand. And I can feel it start to open up an energy in me that's just naturally growing and expanding, going down into the earth. So let it flow through your feet down into the earth. Let it come out the top of your head. Let it surround you. And just let it swirl around you a bit. Notice the space between you and the wall behind you. Notice the space between you and the wall in front of you. And keep expanding that light out. Notice the space between you and the ceiling. There's all space there. And notice that there's a spaciousness beneath your feet that just keeps going down, down, down to the center of the earth. Bringing you into a sense of connecting and feeling grounded here. You may notice thoughts coming and going. You may notice that you just feel a little more relaxed. And feel if there's a place in your body where you feel a little bit tense, and just send light there, send the energy there. Notice how easy that was to do. It's just a matter of focus. Any nervousness can be just noticed and released. Any pain anywhere in your body can be noticed and released. Might want to shake your head. I release energy through the top of my head. So my head wiggles a lot when I'm speaking. And I feel completely present. And it feels really good. And the reason I love this is because it's a reminder that that beginning that John read was all about feeling that connection with what already is. And what true abundance is knowing that you always are in that connection. You always are opening more and more to being available to the present moment. Right? It isn't hard. It doesn't take time. You don't have to meditate for hours. You don't have to pick a book. It's always there. Because it's you. You're not bound by this body. You are not bound by the walls around you. You're not bound by any ideas you have of identification. You're not bound by your past. You're not bound by your future. You're free. So take another deep breath and accept that for a moment. Just accept the fact that you're free already. You're in a state of wholeness. And it was always here waiting for you to just notice it. I can feel a little bit of like, oh, really? Like that's happiness and joy that's just kind of bubbling up right now for me. And I want to extend that to you and have you feel that too, if you do. So just let your joy start to radiate out through you and to everyone else in the room and everyone else you're thinking of. They all are waiting for that experience. They don't know they have it. We know we have it. And so we are the ones that bring this awareness and love and light into the world, wherever we go. Because you are not separate from God, and God goes with you wherever you go. So take a moment and just acknowledge that. Notice if you feel happy about it, grateful. It's a good experience. Wow, I already have everything I need. I already am everything I seek. So isn't that cool? When you're ready, you can just open your eyes. Or not. It's up to you. And there are no rules to anything here. So this is an experience. And that's why I love to teach the experience of coming into that place where you truly resonate with the truth of you. And connect with your idea of wholeness, or peace, joy, happiness. It's really simple. It's simpler than you can imagine. And that's why it's so cool, because it just takes a moment of a recognition of focusing where you need to focus, finding that access point within you where you connect. Okay? So, how are you doing? Good? Okay, good. I feel a little bit of like, still in my heart center, but I'm living with that as we speak and teach. And hi, Louise. When we bring ourselves to a place where we go, yes, I will show up. Yes, I will be the light of the world. Yes, I will fulfill my function here. Yes, I will say yes to whatever's coming toward me. It's always a little like, should I? Can I? You know, there's a doubt, right? The ego mind always likes to go, are you sure? Who do you think you are? You know, and that doubting and fearful and judging voice is a real problem if you don't do something about it. So your biggest mistake, right? That's the topic today is the biggest mistake that you make in your life that keeps you struggling. And I actually gave the title without having the answer. So I was like, geez, I wonder what that biggest mistake is. But the cool thing is, someone sent me a book. My coach actually sent me a book yesterday, and I got it out of my mailbox. And it was called The Big Leap. And it was like, oh, that's the answer to what I'm teaching today. Gay Hendricks, an amazing book. It is like a synopsis of what coaching is all about, what transformation is all about. And really, I'm going to talk about it a bit today because it so inspired me. I was like reading it all night. Yeah. And waking up this morning going, oh my God. It's the same thing that I teach in my coaching program. And every time I get up to speak, because it's all the same message. So what's the biggest mistake? Do you know what it is? Do you have any idea? Okay. Tell. Thinking you're separated from source. Okay. Anyone else? Not trusting. John.
Not asking.
Not asking. That's really good. I was going to use that.
Forgetting who you are.
We think the same way. Forgetting who you are. Anyone else? Doubt, doubting yourself. And doubting God. Doubt is really, it's nasty. Okay. So, anyone else? Kelly. So, the biggest mistake is really very simple. You have a hidden fear. And that hidden fear is what causes all the doubt and causes you to forget who you are. And it causes you to not remember. But it's that hidden fear that you can't really be you. You can't be the real you. You would shine too bright. Or, what would happen if you were that powerful and you were out there doing what you came here to do, right? You have this hidden fear that if you were to step into your glory and your joy and the Christ mind and the truth of who you are, that all hell would break loose, or you couldn't live the life you're living now, which is possible. But it's a fear that you can't be you, right? So you're constantly fighting against being you. And it's subconscious, but it's very real, And our doubts and our fears and our ideas of limitation and lack are all a part of it, right? But, so you have a problem. And the book says, Gay Hendricks calls it the upper limit problem. It's like you're at a certain point in your life, and it could be any aspect of your life, but I'll just, whatever, your relationships, work, purpose, fulfilling what you came here to do. You have this upper limit problem where you're comfortable to go to a certain level, and then you wall it off. Okay? You say, okay, I can't go beyond that, because if I did that, who would I be? Who would I be if I was an incredible speaker that could get up in front of people and transform people's lives? Who would I be if I gave retreats and people showed up? So I just went through this because I'm giving a retreat in a week, and it's like next week. And I went through tremendous fear over giving this retreat. I had no idea why. But it caused me to get sick and have laryngitis and go deep within and go, why am I so afraid of a retreat? I mean, I love giving retreats. It's crazy. But I had this upper limit problem, And I felt myself have to go really deep within and challenge the beliefs that were coming up into my mind. So, when you have the hidden fear, right, you're going to sabotage your growth. You're going to sabotage it somehow. There's lots of ways that we sabotage. And I can tell you what they are, but I want you to tell me how when you have an idea like, wow, I'd love to go do this thing, create this business and become a speaker, or what happens in your mind? What's the first thing that happens? What objections do you come up with? Not good enough. Yeah, that's a really good one. Failure. You're afraid to fail. Yeah, what if I fail? Oh my God. I'll look like a fool.
Ego.
The ego, right? It's all that. Yep, Kelly.
Who am I?
Who am I to be doing something so grandiose? Oh, I don't call it grandiose, but it's...
Well, that's the thought. Right?
The thought is grandiose, yeah. Because the ego is always about grandiosity and I'm bigger than everybody else. Yeah, and so you play small. You keep yourself tight and small and constricted because you don't want to take that leap, right? You don't want to shine brighter than everybody else, or even shine. It's very subtle. You shine even if you're at home raising kids. You shine by being happy. You shine by being free to take care of those kids to the best of your ability. It has nothing to do with being a movie star. It's just taking your life and the purpose of your life and fulfilling that purpose with clarity and love and dedication. And when we stop ourselves from that, it's like we cut ourselves off and we feel terrible. We get depressed. We get anxious. We get judgmental. We start thinking about, I can't do that because blah, blah, blah. But then we feel this jealousy about other people who are, right? We compare ourselves with them. Wow, why can't I be like her? She's doing amazing stuff. And that's another way that we sabotage. Any other ways that you guys know?
Someone online said,
Online?
who would want to hear what I have to say?
Yeah, who would want to hear what I have to say? I have a good one too. I say, thank you for that. I have a good one too. It's like, I just sound like everybody else. Right? Everybody else is already doing this. Why should I?
Yeah.
And go ahead and answer.
One of the things that would hold me back would be, but I don't have the plan. I don't know all the steps.
But I don't know all the steps. But I don't have the plan. I don't know how. Yeah, that's a big.
Or I don't fit in.
What?
I don't fit in.
I don't fit in.
People in AA that gets them to go back out for that reason.
I don't fit in. Yeah, I don't belong. But that one is really important. Say it again, Nancy.
I don't
I
have
don't
a
know.
plan.
I don't have
know
the plan.
Steps. I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know what it is. Yeah, exactly. It's the idea that you're supposed to know and you're supposed to have the plan already put in place. And then you're just going to walk down that path and it's all going to work perfectly. Right? That's crazy. It never works that way. Like, this is a messy life. Yeah, when we take leaps of faith and we step into our true purpose and what we really want to do with our lives, doors open and opportunities come toward us, right? They just do, because ask and you shall receive is actually a law. It's a law. It's the law of attraction. It's Jesus said it when he said, ask, just ask. And be like little children, like be innocent. Children don't question whether they can do something. They just go, oh, sure, I'm going to learn to play the piano. And they start learning to play the piano. They don't question whether they should or whether they're going to be great at it or not. They don't care. They just pick up the instrument and start practicing and playing. And oh, wow, look, I can do this. So you have to become like that. You have to become more curious about what it would feel like if you just stepped through it anyway, right? Stepped through that upper limit barrier, or that barrier of who am I to be doing something so wonderful, All right. So here are some other ways that we sabotage. We get sick. Case in point. We get depressed, all right? Depression is actually unfulfilled desire. I want to state that really clearly, because a lot of people think, I'm depressed, I've always had depression, blah, blah, blah. It's because you're not in the life that you're meant to be. You have an unfulfilled desire, something you really want to do, and you're making up a reason not to. And you're listening to them. And so you're staying in that depression. And you also aren't owning the power of your own mind, okay? I was there, so I know. It's been, that's what brought me to A Course in Miracles, was deep depression. And it's very painful, so I get how painful it is. And anxiety is a big cause of it. It's like, I can't live the life I want to live. Like, I had been a musician, and I had to give that up. I wanted to make money. I was on Wall Street trying to work, making money. It was crazy. And, I wasn't really making much money, and I wasn't happy there either. And then I was like, more and more and more. Everything I tried to do didn't work because I didn't know what I wanted. I truly wanted. And I was thinking it was outside of me. I wanted a house. I wanted to live in the country. I wanted to have 2 kids. I wanted to have blah, blah, blah. the American dream, so-called. And I was lost. I didn't know how to do any of that. And so the depression brought me to the place where I asked the right question. And the right question was, why am I so afraid? And why can't I do something about that, right? So I found A Course in Miracles. I found a chiropractor that totally helped me. I had energy back within a couple of weeks that I found the things I needed to do to bring me out of this, because it was serious. And I thought I might die if I don't figure this out or get the help I need. I started meditating too, and I started listening to Louise Hay. I started working with my thoughts. Her book, Heal Your Mind, Heal Your Life, is all about changing the way you think. So that was 1989, and I have never looked back. I mean, my life is completely always in a state of growth and expansion. And so anyway, that's the key, that I found the answer to the problem was my thoughts, right? And you guys know this because you're doing A Course in Miracles. But there are a lot of people out there that don't know they have the power of their mind to change it. So here's another way that we sabotage our happiness. We have a financial problem. We have a constant debt, or a cycle that we go into. And then we feel bad about that, and we feel the shame of it. We fall down. Sometimes you just fall down for no reason. I had 3 car accidents in a week, minor accidents, but cars kept hitting my car. And I realized that was because I wasn't moving fast enough through stuff. I was staying stuck, and the universe was trying to tell me, move, keep going. Don't stay where you are. It was really weird, but it manifested that way. The other thing that we do is we have a breach of integrity within ourselves, and that's serious. We start to lie to ourselves, and we start to say things like, I don't deserve to be happy, or I'm not good enough, or I'm just, I'm okay where I am. I'm too old for this. You're right, I'm too old to start a business. I'm, whatever, I am blank, right? Where we hold off our happiness. And it's a real place where you have to challenge your integrity. Are you really being honest with yourself when you say that? Does God look at you and say, you know what, you're just too old for this? Just give up.
No.
Or you don't have enough talent. I didn't give you that one. Everybody else has talent but you. I didn't give you that any talent. So you're going to stay small, and I'm going to be, everyone else can succeed but you. That's a big one. I've heard a lot of people say that. Everyone else can, but not me. I'm like, really? Why are you so special?
Yeah.
In a backwards way.
Yeah. You think you're special because you're less than other people. I mean, it's crazy. Okay, so here's another symptom. If you're in a relationship and you're having these issues where you're not happy and you're not going to the next level with your partner, you start to blame and criticize. You make it about them. And Kelly knows this. She's a great relationship coach. It's like you blame everybody else. You blame God. You blame blah, 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 the past. You blame your whatever happened to you when you were a kid. And then you really think that's true. You really believe it. And so your whole life is all poor me, poor me. It's not about me. It's about that thing that happened to me. And you have to really get wise to yourself when you do that, because that's another breach of integrity. It's not true. So no one else is responsible for your problem except you. You've made it up. You've created it. You've made up a world around it to justify it too, People love to be victims. It's like, oh, poor me. I couldn't meet my money goal. I didn't have this happen. I lost custody of my kids. I mean, that happened to me. So it's like, wow, I still use that as a way to stay victimized. It's like, hey, this was a moment in time where this happened, but I can't keep living it as though it was still happening. Because if I do that, I'm really screwed. And my kids are great. They grew up and they're perfect, and I'm doing great, and everyone's happy. And if I keep the thought that I lost something, then I really am like upper limit problem, It's crazy. It's real, though. You can really stay there. Here's another thing. In relationships, you argue. I mean, we do this personally. Holy crap, what was that?
Oh, well.
Yikes. That was a weird noise.
Guys,
Okay, can I get an amen?
You made a big bang.
Something fell in the kitchen. Oh, some pans fell. See, anything can happen, like, woo, react to this. Like, this is, I know, look out.
Oh, Monica, you're moving the pans.
I'm moving the pans. So here's the thing. You start arguing with people, it's like countries argue with each other over what happened 600 years ago. And they're still doing it, and they're still waging war with each other over it. Really? So it's going to take a revolution for people to stop, young people hopefully, to come in and go, this is insane. We can't keep arguing over something that happened 100 years ago or 500 years ago, because here we are right now, and we need a solution. Like, we need to stop the nonsense. And when it's personal, it's in your family, it's your husband or your partner, it's like, let's sit down for a moment and look at it. And your kids, sit down and look for it. Get some help if you need a coach or someone, a counselor to help you. But don't stay in that incessant arguing, because that's ego, mind. It's always trying to get you to stay miserable, get you to blame the other guy, get you to keep that upper limit there, because then you won't have to grow and be the whole self that you are. And you can just play small and play dead. I mean, people kill each other over this stuff. So here's the deal. What are you going to do? Okay, how do you stop making that mistake? How do you stop the incessant voice in your head that keeps attacking you? All right, there's this great talk on YouTube about, I can't remember her name, Mel someone, who does this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a 5-second thing. You, instead of listening to the voice, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you get up out of bed and you go do something else. You just stop listening to the voice for a second, for after 5 seconds. You just say, no, done. And you get up and you do something else. And it changed her entire life, because she was in a place of complete devastation with finances and everything. When I heard her talk, I was like, that's way too simple. Right? She didn't have to do the lessons of A Course in Miracles. Like, she didn't have to do this. She didn't have to do that. It doesn't matter. It's like she just bypassed that brain, that horrible, stinking thinking mind that kept her at her. Said, no, I'm going to get up right now. I'm going to shower. I'm going to get my kids to work. I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. And that's how easy it can be. That's how easy. So make that one change. Think about it right now. I'm going to have you do an exercise in a minute, though. You have to recognize that the biggest thing that holds you back. Oh, I feel bad that this happened to me. Okay, you've been saying that for years. This thing happened to me, and that's the reason I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay? So here we go. Identify. You have to answer the question. Fill in the blank. If it weren't for blank, I could be doing what I really want to do. Okay? If it weren't for blank, I could really be doing what I want to do. Just notice what comes into your mind. Yeah, right? I've heard that a lot. I'm hearing my own voice. Yeah, it's a tape you run. Well, if that had been different, I could be, doing great. I could be doing what I really want. So, if you have a pen and pencil, I know you probably don't hear, but if you do, write it down what just came to you. Because, and at home, write it down. If it weren't for blank, I could be doing what I really want to do. This is how you stay at that with the upper level limit. This is where you stay stuck. This is where you make an excuse. This is where you're out of integrity with yourself. Because you really do want to do that other thing. You really do. But you're so afraid of it. You're so like, oh, who would I be if I didn't have that in my way, right? And the key is that you don't really know who you'll be if you let go of that excuse. But that's what's exciting because it's like a discovery. Like when I'm coaching people, it's like, they're like, well, how do I know what my purpose is? I'm like, you're going to discover it. I can't tell you. No one's going to be able to tell you. But if we sit here long enough and we look at it and we ask this question, if it weren't for blank, I could be doing what I really want to do, right? We uncover the blocks. We release those. I use Byron Katie's 4 questions. I think that's brilliant because it works so quickly. It's the fastest way out of a thought that I've ever found.
Repeat them.
That's the 4 questions? Okay, the first question is it true? Okay, so let's take that sentence you just filled out. If it weren't for blank, I could be doing what I really want to do. Is it true? Right? You might believe it right now, and so you can say yes or no, but it's yes or no. And it doesn't even matter what you answer, yes or no. Yeah, I believe that. Okay, second question. Are you absolutely, without a doubt, sure that that thought is true? Okay. Go within and ask, is that really true? I don't know, but it has to be yes or no, so think about it for a second. Maybe not, so how about no? If you still believe it, that's fine, right? Yes. It still won't matter. The third question is, how do I react when I believe that thought? Right? How do I react when I believe that thought? Really look at that. Write down the things that come to you. I feel small. I feel powerless. I feel like a victim. I feel lonely, lost, alone, scared. And it's always fear, whatever form this takes, it's always a form of fear because there's love or fear, and there's 2 worlds that don't meet, right? Of Course in Miracles. And so when you get to the heart of, wow, this thought is making me react this way, and it's really debilitating because I'm believing it, and I'm living in that world of that world I made up, where I don't get to be who I am. All right, the 4th question is, who would I be without that thought? Okay, so imagine if you just didn't believe it. If it weren't for blank, I could be doing what I really want to do. I don't believe that. Just done. I don't believe that. That's crap. I know it's crap. I've been saying it a long time, but it doesn't make it not crap, It's still an illusion. It's an idea that keeps me stuck and bound and unhappy, complaining, and in a breach of integrity with myself and my higher self. Okay, my heart started to open. So when I start to think I don't have to believe that anymore, my heart starts to feel like, oh, there's a possibility of something else happening. There's a possibility that I could step into a whole new me, a whole new life, a whole new place where I actually am fulfilling the purpose I came here for, right? What would that be like? And then write down how that would feel if it wasn't true and the opposite were true. I can be, I can do, I can have anything I want, right? You have to own that because that's the truth of who you are, because you're all powerful. You're using the mind of God to think through your thoughts, right? And the attack thoughts are not thoughts that you think with God. They're the attack thoughts. And they're judgments, and they don't make any sense, and they'll never bring you happiness. If you live in that world of attack, you're going to always feel unhappy and less than and powerless. So shift it right now and just imagine, who would I be if I didn't believe that thought? Well, I could be living the life I really want, right? Because I could be doing what I really want to do. So that brings up also an anxiety for people. What is it? Right? Your biggest mistake is you listen to those thoughts. The solution is you stop listening to those thoughts. And you create what you want. You're a creator, right? We always say we're going to be co-creators with God. Yay. Yeah, are you? Are you really doing that? Are you stepping into the light of who you are? Are you focusing on what you really want? Are you hiring someone to help you if you need to get unstuck? Because there's a lot of great coaches out there. So identify what you really want to do. And that, I don't know, some people it's like, wow, it'll just come to you. It'll dawn on you. I really would like to do this. Dare I? Dare I even look at it? Dare I even entertain the possibility? Well, I love it because it's like, I know I love giving retreats, and I set up this retreat, and then everything seemed to sabotage it. And then I was just like, well, okay, so there's going to be a retreat with just a few people. Great. I found a wonderful space, everything. And then everything started to, I lost my voice. I couldn't do the webinars. And all these things started to happen. I was like, oh shit, I really need help here. And truly, I asked for help. I got very seriously on my knees and asked for help. And luckily, I have incredible people in my life who support me. Like Nancy, she's my roommate. She takes amazing care of me. And we spent a whole day looking at all the things I had to do to be able to do the retreat. I hadn't really put it in a plan. Like I was just freaking overwhelmed. And so thank God for people who have organized minds, because I don't. I have a quantum mind. I'm always thinking, oh, let's do it all right now, all at once. It doesn't work. So I got I got so much support from Nancy that day. And of course, I have incredible friends like my amazing boyfriend who just helped me to see that, you're just stuck right now. It's okay. You're going to be okay. Just keep going. And you need these guys. You need these accountability buddies, I call them. They're really your champions, the people that go, yeah, you're going to do that. It's going to be great. Don't worry about it. My coach is in Wisconsin. My dear friend Robin Reed is in Wisconsin, who helps me with all this all the time. And she's coming out to do the retreat with me. And I'm like, oh my God, what if nobody shows up? So it was just like this whole fear thing I went through. And I just let go. I just completely surrendered. Just said, okay, it's going to be whatever it is. And then I got to be happy about it and just played with it. And then people started signing up. And I was just like, yay. So
Tell us about the retreat.
Okay. So the retreat is all about the biggest mistakes you're making in your life that keep you at that with the upper limit. So it's about finding your focus, finding what you truly want to do with your life. And we're going to focus a lot on money because our money beliefs keep us really bound. And if you go to my Facebook page.
I have it on a sticky note on top.
Okay. Oh, my website.
Yes.
Okay, the website has all the retreat information. HealYourMindHealYourLife.com. 2018 retreat. You can just click on that to sign up and come because it'd be really awesome. Today's the day that is the last day of the early bird pricing. So do it today or you'll pay a little more tomorrow. But bring a friend for only like $90 to $8 more to bring a friend. So it's the 20th and 21st. Thank you. January 20th and 21st. Next week here in Kensington in a beautiful leadership conference center. And so, if you want to come, just email me too if you want to. If you want more information, I can tell you more about it. Heal Your Mind Now. HealYourMindNow@gmail.com. Thank you. See you. I need so much support. Okay. And the other thing you can do is, if you're not sure and it's like a brand, it's like, wow, that's next week. On my Facebook page, Heal Your Mind, Heal Your Life Coaching, there are 2 webinars right now that talk about the retreat, but the biggest mistakes you make that keep you with that upper limit. And so there's 2 webinars there, and today I'm going to do the 3rd one at 1:00. And that's going to be the last thing that you do, the last mistake out of the 3 big ones. Okay. Anyway, that's on Facebook.
What was your email again?
HealYourMindNow@gmail.com. Oh yeah, you can message me. What do you call PM? What does that mean? Personal message me on Facebook. This is all new to me. So even doing webinars on Facebook was brand new. So, I had a lot going on when I decided to do the retreat. But I love it because I step into the truth of who I am. I know I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. I'm just going for it. I don't know I'm not attached to the outcome. I'd love for people to come, but if people don't come, okay, we'll have a party. I don't know. Like something else will happen. But the retreat really is a place where you can get very clear over 2 full days, 9 to 5, Saturday and Sunday, and get the money issues out of the way. Because that's where we often hold ourselves back. It's like, well, I make this much money and it's okay. If I had more, I could be doing blah, blah, blah. So we look at the idea that, what if you didn't have that thought, right? You're setting yourself with a limit on money too. And when you set a money set point that's too low, you'll never get beyond it. So we do a lot of work on our money beliefs, how we procrastinate, how we set ourselves up for failure, how we continually go into debt. And these beliefs are deeply rooted, and they cause a lot of problems because we're so emotionally attached to money, having it or not having it. It doesn't even matter if you have a lot or you don't have a lot. I read a story about a billionaire who's like he's a billionaire, and he kept complaining about the toilet paper that his wife was buying. She was buying too expensive toilet paper. It's like, you're a billionaire. But it's in that book, The Big Leap. It's a really cool story because he had to get help with that to see that he was arguing over something really stupid to stay in that place where he couldn't enjoy his life, even though he's a billionaire. So it's just amazing. The mind is so tricky. It's so full of these little sabotaging ways to keep you playing small. And I'm really sick of it, so I want to help you guys. I'm so tired of it. So here's what happens when you clear those fears and you clear the beliefs out of your mind. You do the deep work on letting go, right? And what happens is these doors of possibilities start to open in your mind, and you start to realize how powerful you really are, that all possibilities are there. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. It's like, wow, I could do this. I could go here. I could travel. Yeah, you could do all those things. But who are you as you're doing them? So feel who you're going to be if all those things that you love and desire are actually happening to you. It's not about doing them as much as experiencing who you are in that expanded state, right? Just like we did in the beginning. We're here to expand. We're here to create. We're here to step into the glory of us as a created mind of God, where God's already created all of creation, right? We don't have to create creation. It's here. Now we just have to live in it and be joyful and step into our power and notice when we are selling ourselves short or keeping that upper limit. Okay, because that upper limit is not there. You've just put it there with your mind. It can be gone at any instant. And you could spring into heaven right now, right? And I hope you do, because it's right here. Spring into heaven. Go into that place where you have access to all that light again, right where we were in the beginning. Just feel that energy. You have all possibilities open to you right now. You are the created Son of God, which means you're not separate from the Creator at all in any way. There's no way you can be separate. That's an idea. It takes many forms, right? Of Course in Miracles. The idea of death takes many forms. It's how you stay small. It's how you stay suffering. Nope. Don't listen to it. For one moment, just expand. Who would I be if I didn't have that thought? So I get really happy. I start to feel the joy of that. I can feel it. I can feel that shift in my mind when I stop thinking a crazy thought. Oh, here's the other thing about your fear thoughts. They're never true. Not one fear thought is ever true. Isn't that amazing? They're made up. They're lies, right? Because that's in the Bible. Your father's been a liar from the beginning. That means your ego, what you think is your father, the you made up, has been a liar from the beginning. That's not you. You know, that's that pitiful little you that you think is true and suffering and small. That's not you at all.
No thoughts are true?
Fear thoughts are not true. So here's the result. Here's the result you're going to get if you do what I'm asking you to do. And it's not that hard, okay? You're just going to be you. You're going to be you, but you're going to grow and you're going to expand and you're going to embrace all possibilities for your life. And you're going to stop bullshitting yourself with fear. Can I say that?
Good job.
They're going to cut me off if I say the S word, the big. All right.
Monica, can I just say something?
Yes, please. Oh, yeah. I think we're done. But wait, one more thing.
Here you go.
This is about you stepping into this. I call it your zone of genius. The book calls it your zone of genius. It's not really genius. It's your creative self. It is genius. But if you don't believe you're a genius, you're not going to like that word. Yeah, you have a zone of genius where you're creating. You're stepping into the light. You're doing what you want with your life. You're on purpose. You're making the money you want to make. You're finding the relationship you want. And all of this is right at your disposal when you decide you want it. So step into your zone of genius, and fear disappears. Why? Because you get happy. You start to fully express yourself and your gifts and your talents and your abilities, and people start to like being around you because you're happy. And they're like, I want what you're having, And you begin to value yourself. Right? You begin to value who you are, value your business, value how you step into the world. You value your relationships more. You value the time you have to spend in quiet. You start to value every aspect of your life. And it's so powerful because valuing it is like being grateful for it. Okay. The other thing you have to do is step into action. You got to do something. You got to own it. You got to really stop the crap and step into it. And coaches help you do that, okay? I couldn't do what I do without having found my coach a couple of years ago. But what I want you to know is that you can, after you own it, you can get all the support you need to do it. It's out there. But you've got to make an investment in yourself. You've got to make a choice. I want this. I don't want to stay small anymore. I really do want to change my life. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it right now. Okay, Linda.
It was Mel Robbins.
Mel Robbins, yes. She's amazing. Go on YouTube, watch her talk.
Somebody said it.
Yeah, her story was way more devastating than mine. And she had this incredible experience, and she turned her life around, and she's affected millions of people with this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. It's amazing. One little thing, and it changes all these people's lives. Okay, Linda. Do you want your? Oh, good.
I got it. Well, I love this so much. And I love that you said that the one mistake that we make is not that we have those fear thoughts. It's that we don't value the fear thoughts.
But we do value.
That we value, yes. So our big mistake is that we value them because, I think, I see a lot of people doing this work. In the beginning, you got to become aware of what they are. You have to. You got to look at them. You've got to, there's no jumping over them or jumping through them. And then there's the way I see a lot of people, the way this evolves is then basically you realize it's just a thought. So, but I see a lot of people who think that they're not doing this because the thoughts still come up. Like, I'm not doing it right. I still have fear. I still get jealous that she's got it more than me. I still worry about money. I still worry about failure. That's okay. Like, it's when you can look at it, like you said, or do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or whatever tools you need. And that's why we're all here. We love the Course in Miracles to say, that is a thought. And I no longer give it value. I no longer set the table and sit down with it and eat lunch with it. I'm like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or you can laugh at it, that it's just a thought. Yeah. But I just like putting it out there that, if you still have those thoughts, you're not failing, you're doing great, but it's when you just can stop valuing. So I like that you phrased it that way, because some people think that their biggest mistake is just that they still have them. Does that make sense?
Yes, and it's a defense.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I should be perfectly enlightened and have no more fear. Who has that? Yeah. Maybe Byron Katie, maybe Amma, maybe these enlightened beings have that, but all of us have fear. I've been at this for 30 years. I still have fear thoughts, but I don't take them so seriously. And the point is that don't have that. That's actually a defense and a judgment against yourself. You're just judging yourself. Just listen. Don't. It's not about doing anything with it either. It's just going, oh, there's a fear thought. Okay, next.
So like she said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 makes you change your thought. Or
Yeah.
Abraham says you have 17 seconds.
You have 17 seconds.
There's like too much talking going on. Like we need a camera on you. Or
All right, we'll get.
microphone.
I want you to speak.
Yes. So that was awesome, by the way. Like just changing the thought, like you said, it isn't that you can't have the thought. You're gonna keep having fear thoughts if you're breathing, and it's like you said, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why did she do that? To get out of the thought.
Yes.
To change the thought, because the only reason I'm here is to be happy. I'm here to be the light of the world and to be happy. And in everything I want, whether it's money or relationship, it's all the same thing. It's because I think the having of it is going to make me happy.
Yeah.
And so then the fear will come in around anything. Money is just a relationship. You know what I mean? To me, it is.
Yeah.
I don't have money issues because I'm not scared of money. Because to me, I'm more scared of a relationship than I am of money, honestly. And so I listen to a lot of Abraham, and it's the 17 seconds. They're like, you literally have 17 seconds from the time the fear thought hits you to change your mind. They're like, think of patting your cat, think of your dog, think of one of your kids, think of a flower, think of a butterfly. Keep milking that for 68 seconds, because after 17 seconds, according to them, and I've lived this, it gains its own momentum and you cannot stop it.
Right.
And then it's going to crash. And they said the next thing to do is either meditate for 15 minutes or go take a nap, because you've brought yourself so deep into it. And we've all been there where you're in it and you're like, how do I get out of this now? I'm in it deep.
Yeah.
So it is all those little things, 17 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Think a
4
different
questions.
thought.
Yeah.
4 questions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Do we have time?
Yes, you do.
This will be quick anyway. Change your thought, obviously, is a really good point. And in my experience, when my thoughts get really, they undermine my integrity, and then they spiral.
Yeah.
And I get sort of caught up in the current of it. And you mentioned in a lot of different ways of getting help, asking for help, coaching. And what I think is really important that I've noticed is to get an outside connection from somebody, a friend, relative, whoever it is, that can coach you even if they tell you the wrong thing. Sometimes it breaks that thought. It steers you in the right. You start seeing your own integrity and you climb out of it.
That's a really good point, John, because we were talking about that the other night. There's a reason I love A Course in Miracles above all the other paths that I've looked at and studied. And I think it's because there's this need to join with your brother, your sister. There's a need to reach out for help when you need it. There's a need to connect, right? I don't want to stand up here and just go blah, 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 blah. I want to make a connection with people, right? I really don't care about anything but that. My life is about connecting and finding that place where we're not separate. And that's why, the 12-step program is a miraculous program. Course in Miracles is a miraculous program. Byron Katie is a miraculous program, because it gets you to see that the miracle you're asking for is right here and it's right now. And you just have to ask for it. You've got to get someone to say, hey, look, I'm thinking this thought, and I know it sounds kind of crazy. What do you think? And they can look at it with you and say, well, I think that sometimes too, but, hopefully you don't have somebody who wants to wallow around in it with you and say, oh, poor you. You need someone who's going to coach you out of it. And it's very simple, but that's what I love about A Course in Miracles. I joined a community of 300 people because I didn't want to do this alone anymore. I'd done A Course in Miracles for 10 years alone in my suburban home in New York City for a long time, and I just was so tired of being alone. And I realized there has to be a group of people that are doing this, right, that I can connect with. And certainly, so the next thing, because I had that thought, right, there's got to be a place out there. Well, there was, and then the next thing I knew, I was there. Because I was tired of trying to work this out on my own. And I'm sure that I had this burning need to fully awaken and get out of my own crap of, that my human existence was not going to bring me satisfaction. I had everything I wanted. We had money rolling in. We had a hit Broadway show. I have the 2 kids, the husband. I went to the Grammy Awards. Crazy stuff was happening in my life. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, this is not it. This is not enough. This is a life of misery, suffering. I'm alone. And I got on my knees. And I actually ended up in an ashram for about 12 days because I had to go through a lot of release, not knowing what to do next, really, but surrendering. Okay, so in the surrender to, oh my God, I really need to ask for help. You get help from someone around you, and you get help from wherever you need to go. My voice tells me what to do next. My inner voice tells me everything I need to do, always. Bonnie.
Thank you, Monica. I don't really want to be on camera, but I want to say a few things. No, it's okay.
Oh, you're
fine.
so beautiful. Come on.
First of all, it's really remarkable to me. I love all of you. It's really remarkable to me to watch someone shine in whatever way they shine, like you do right now. So thank you. And all of you shine in a different way, and it's really just such a privilege to watch. And thank you. I was thinking what John kind of was saying, which was somewhere in the Course of Miracles, it says there's something about a relationship. One of you needs to be sane. So the saner of the two. Thank you, Nancy. So I'm so grateful that when I'm not, and when I'm in the crap in my head, that there's a place to call or a place to be where I can be reminded of the truth. So thank you for that. And holy crap, really, you just said the most powerful thing, or hit me so powerfully, which was betrayal of personal identity. What did you say? Integrity.
Breach of integrity.
Oh, breach of integrity. Holy crap. I really feel that. I really needed to hear it. So thank you.
And we all do. We all need to hear it, Bonnie, because we all do it. We all do it. We all somehow are not being honest with ourselves. You know? And when you are asked to make a big leap, like when I did decide to move to Wisconsin, I had 2 little kids, and it was a huge decision because I had to uproot myself and uproot my kids and change their lives. And I didn't know how it was going to affect them. But in my heart, in my mind, I knew. A voice kept saying to me, if you do this, you're going to be happy forever. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a no-brainer then. But it did mean that I had to go through the undoing of where I was attached to the suburban life and the money and the being a good girl, right? Because I grew up Catholic. I was supposed to be a good girl. I wasn't supposed to get divorced. And now I've been divorced 3 times. So it's like, hey.
You're still a good girl.
I'm still going for it. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what's next. I do know that if you're willing to take the next step and take the big leap, it's going to bring you greater expansion, greater happiness. And even like before I moved here back to the East Coast, and I was in Wisconsin doing massage, loved my practice. Part of my voice, the voice again, like, this isn't enough. You've got to reach more people, have a bigger impact. And I'm like, oh, how am I going to do that, right? But I knew it was true. And I said, yes, I will do that. Show me. And within 6 months, I was breaking up with another marriage, coming here. I mean, it wasn't something I expected to have happen, but it's just how it all played out because I'm really not willing to stay small and I'm really not willing to stay in suffering. I don't like suffering. Do you? It's not fun. All right. So one more thing. Do we have time to do a little bit from Kelly?
Monica, can I just make it?
Oh, Kelly.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Kelly.
So
I
this,
love you.
I love you too, and I love this teaching. And I just, this isn't going to come as any great surprise to any of you hearing me say this, but I just want to also remind us all that when we're in those thoughts, they're spiraling, as you said, John, or we are feeling those thoughts of smallness and scarcity and lack and all of that, that the Course's forgiveness practice is a really important tool to remember that, I forgive this thought. It's not just people that we can forgive. It's ourselves for having those thoughts. Perfect. And remembering that we're dreaming the illusion and surrendering it to spirit and asking to see it differently.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's another method I use actually, where you just say this to yourself really quickly. all right, I'm believing this thought, and you write it down because you want to know what it is that's causing you all that craziness. Just write it down, all right? And then it's the 6-step thing with Diedrich Wolzak. Yeah, Diedrich Wolzak, who does this. And it's choose again. It's 6 steps to choose again. Basically, you're ending up saying, I forgive myself for believing that blank. And that'll shift it really fast, too. I'm thinking I have no money. I forgive myself for believing the idea that I have no money. It's not true. It's never going to be true. And I thank God it's not true. That can be really quick. Wow, I just got a little dizzy. So here we go. I mean, he's healing people with addictions with that. Amazing. You know, he's got a huge center in Costa Rica. And that's a simple thing. And he uses lesson 12, of course, miracles. I wanted to do a little bit about defenselessness. Because what this has taught me the most is that because the fear thoughts are all defenses and they keep you bound with the ideas that, you know, just, I don't deserve it. All those thoughts are defenses, right? And so this lesson, of course, is probably the most amazing lesson in the course. If I defend myself, I'm attacked. Okay, lesson 135. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Yeah. It is the most incredible lesson because it teaches you that every time you have a defensive thought, like, oh, I couldn't do that, or they're the problem, or any defense, oh, you know, if it hadn't been for this, I could be blank. All defenses, all ideas of attack that keep you bound and keep you small. I'm going to read a little bit about if I defend myself, I'm attacked. There's no strength in defense, by the way. It's weakness. You think it's strength. It's not. It's weak. It's like, oh, I'm justified in my fear. Keeps you small. It keeps you weak. Keeps you playing well, you're just stuck in an illusion, right? So defenses, let's see where I want to start, though. Okay, without defenses, you become a light, which heaven gratefully acknowledges to be its own, which you already are, by the way. And it will lead you on in ways appointed for your happiness, according to the ancient plan begun when time was born. The ancient plan, the plan that God put into place. Not your plan, God's plan, right? You don't know that plan yet, so you have to ask. Your followers will join their light with yours, and it will be increased until the world is lighted up with joy. Okay? And gladly will our brothers lay aside their cumbersome defenses, which availed them nothing and could only terrify. So, I want to say this. All your defenses have been aimed at not receiving what you will receive right now. Okay? You don't have to worry about your defenses. You just have to let them go. Just surrender them. Just, okay, I'm done defending myself over something, whatever it is. I'm defending against being joyful and happy. Like, that's crazy. And in the light of joy of simple trust, right, you will but wonder why you ever thought you must be defended from release. Heaven asks nothing. It is hell that makes extravagant demands for your sacrifice. You give up nothing in these times today when, undefended, you present yourself to your Creator as you really are. Here I am. What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom? No limits. Thank you. No limits and no nothing. Like, it's just you being you. It's not that hard. It's like, oh, I don't have to carry the burden of my defenses anymore. Oh, they were dragging me down anyway.
Where are you reading from?
Reading from lesson 135. And it's kind of toward the end of it's a 4-page lesson. It's at the end, it's the last page. So you give up nothing in these times today when undefended. You present yourself to your Creator as you really are. And not just to create your creator, but to your brothers and sisters. Present yourself. Just say, I need help. I have this dream. Can you help me? Or I don't know what to do about my fear. Can you help me? Who wouldn't welcome that? I remember waking up when I was in Wisconsin and just thinking, I hope there's somebody I can help today. And sure enough, one of the brothers would come up to me and say, oh, I'm struggling with this. Just ask to be helpful, to be of service, to be of use to people. That's what your purpose is anyway, right? It might have a specific thing, like a specific business or something, but truly what we're really asking for is the experience of being of service and being in the extension of our mind, because that's where our joy is. It's all about serving and loving and giving, right? It's very, very simple. I think we're done. But I want to say that this is a prayer at the end. It's really beautiful. And I could cry. God has remembered you. He remembers who you are. He knows you perfectly well. Everyone else can see you in your light. All you have to do is join them there. And so today we remember who we are. We remember our Creator. And for this is the Easter time in your salvation. It's where you get to resurrect and be yourself. Come up from the ashes, come up from the doubt, come up from the defenses, and truly be yourself. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's harder staying stuck. A lot more work and a lot more pain. And you will rise again from what was seeming death and hopelessness. Right? You're going to rise again. Now is the light of hope reborn in you. For now you come without defense to learn the part for you within the plan of God. You have a part to play. You're among the ministers of God. Right? What'd you say?
God himself is incomplete without you.
God himself is incomplete without me. That's Nancy. See, we all know this. We all remember it. We just have to do it. So this is my Easter time. And throughout the day, as foolish little things appear to raise defensiveness in you and tempt you to engage in weaving plans, remind yourself this is a special day of learning. And acknowledge it with this. This is at the end. This is my Easter time, and I would keep it holy. I will not defend myself, because the Son of God needs no defense against the truth of his reality. Thank you. I love you all. Me? No, I want someone else to pray out. I'm done talking.
Form the circle.
Forming a circle.
Anybody want to pray?
I did it myself. Oh, my hands are freezing.
Let's meet in the middle, guys. Let's have a circle.
Circle.
Make a circle.
The circle will be unbroken. What's that song? Circle, make a circle, be unbroken.
Okay, before Kelly's going to pray us out, but before she does, I just want to remind everybody that there's a love box over there, and to remind the live streamers, if they're still there, that there is a donate button. And we use the unity prayer to bless the tithes and offerings. So divine love,
as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Amen.
Amen.
Your next one.
Am I on? I'm still on, okay. Girl.
We can hear it.
Sweet Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you so much for bringing us all together today, bringing our lights together to join with this bright, bright light that is our sister, brother, Monica, and to hear your wisdom spoken through her, and to remind us of our beauty and our truth and our absolute perfection as extensions of your love. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Great job.
Beautiful.
So happy to be coached by you.
Awesome.